All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Stacey Adelman, and I am a registered psychologist and founder of Joshua Tree Learning Center in Regina, Saskatchewan. And so every Tuesday we go live and we talk about a variety of different topics. So on this cold Tuesday at 12 today, I thought, well, let's maybe talk about something I think most of us have had, and that is a really rough day. And so I just wanted to outline maybe 10 things that you can do or strategies you can try right away if you're having a really, really terrible day and are trying to just feel better. And so, they might seem like simple things. Sometimes it's just the simplest things that we try that can have the most profound effect on our mood. So here we go, 10 things that you can try if you're just really having a rotten day or you're going through a really tough time, some small, simple things that you can do to feel better. First one I'm going to mention is get outside. So even though it's cold out there today, sometimes a blast of that cold air is actually something that can make us feel a lot better. So even if you don't feel like getting out for a walk, at the very least, maybe just get out, stand on the back deck or stand on the front step and take in a blast of that cold air. And it might be enough to kind of reset and help you feel just kind of awake and alive again. It can be something that makes you feel a little bit better. Even better would be if you could get out and connect with nature in some ways. So get out, go for a walk in your neighborhood, maybe drive someplace peaceful or quiet. That might be around water or in the field or in a country somewhere, someplace that just brings you some calm. It's usually in nature. It might be a park near your home. Um, but get outside, reconnect with nature. There's so much research to show that connecting with nature does so much to make us feel better. So even if you're not feeling like it, try to get outside and do something outside. Okay, number two, journaling. I'm a huge advocate of writing and sometimes it helps our brains to process differently. So when we're thinking about something really negative or we're having a really tough time and we're kind of ruminating about it in our mind, writing about it in a journal can really do a lot to help us feel better. So we externalize that emotion, and when our brain can see those thoughts or those feelings in the written word, it processes things differently. It can give you some clarity. It can be really cathartic. It's a place to dump your feelings, dump everything that's in your brain, just kind of get it out, and then close the book and put it away. So journaling can be a really effective way of doing that. Journaling is not this fancy process, with the nice little lock and key diary and make it look like an essay. No, journals, in my opinion, are messy. You can write in them with purple crayon if you want. Maybe you're just doodling. Maybe there's not even words coming out and you're just scribbling and right anything to just kind of express or get those feelings out into paper in front of you so your brain can look at it can really help your brain process those emotions and work through them. If you are writing words, what I'd encourage you to do is really identify the emotions that you're feeling. So name them, right? So there's a kind of a saying we use, it's called, you got to name it to tame it. So if there's a lot of sadness or a lot of anger, use those words. I'm feeling a lot of sadness. I'm feeling a lot of anger, frustration. Maybe you want to identify where you feel it in your body, right? So you might write, I'm feeling this all over my chest or in my head with this terrible headache. Whatever that is, write down the feeling or the emotion that you're experiencing and where it is in your body. Connecting with others. So it can be really, really helpful to connect with friends or family, maybe just a pet. right? Or an animal, but maintain connection with other people. We're social creatures. We were never meant to do this life alone. And so by connecting with others, it can do so much to help provide us with that support we need when we're really, really struggling. I often tell people sometimes you don't even need to be communicating with them what you're going through. Just simply getting out and sitting in a coffee shop where there's lots of people around can do so much just to help us shift those moods or help us cope with some of those really tough emotions that we're experiencing. So try connected. Maybe it's through text, right? Send a couple messages out to some friends or connect with some people you maybe haven't talked to in a while and see if that can help shift things a little bit for you. Spirituality. So, I often hear from many individuals that prayer is something that can really center us and make us feel better. And so, simple prayer, reading the Bible, or whatever type of spiritual practice that means a lot to you could be something to really, really hang on to in these moments of time. It might be something as simple as a guided meditation, right? That could be really helpful, or engaging in a yoga practice. That leads me to our next point. Um, Move your body. So much research talks about the importance of moving your body when you're working through emotions. So, what happens when we get into those really tough times is we tend to stay in our head because the emotions in our body are so uncomfortable. But what we really need to do is sink into those feelings in our body and identify where they are, and then move our body as a way to process emotion and work through that. So, for me, I like to run. So I need a really good run to try to kind of vent and work some of that energy out. It might be a walk, it might be some kind of creative movement such as dance or parkour. Um, so trying to engage in movement. Yoga would be phenomenal. It's just so nice and gentle on the body, but is a way to keep it moving and in motion. So even just stretching, right? Taking a few minutes just to stretch and feel your body is going to help shift some of those emotions and get you feeling a little bit better. Get off of the technology. So it's very tempting to kind of zone out onto our devices as a way to kind of escape our problems and things that we're experiencing. And I think we're all guilty. I know I'm guilty of this. It's easy to kind of get into that scrolling kind of a habit, and before you know it, so much time has passed. The problem with that is there's just a lot of negativity and a lot of comparing and a lot of not so positive kinds of things that show up on our tech and on our news feeds that just really aren't going to do a lot to help our mental health. You'd be much better just to unplug it for a day and try to engage in other habits such as, reading or moving or getting outside or engaging in other hobbies, but really trying to stay away from the tech. Just unplug for a day and see if that can help you feel a little bit better. Something a lot of people like to do when they're really struggling is clean. Cleaning things up and getting your environment feeling peaceful again can really have a profound effect on our mood. And the actual act of cleaning actually can be very, very calming in that it involves a lot of heavy work, right? So heavy work can really calm the brain. And so when we're struggling, all that scrubbing and moving our body like that to clean our house is, or clean our environment, or clean our room, or clean our office, whatever it is that you're cleaning, but it can do a lot to help us feel a whole lot better. So get your environment in order, maybe purge some things or declutter can just feel really refreshing and make us feel a whole lot better. Maybe take some time just for some deep breathing. So it can just be as simple as being really mindful of your breathing, just kind of paying attention to your breath, right? Pay attention to the breath coming into your nose and that cool air, and then pay attention to the warm air that you're exhaling. Maybe put your hand on your stomach and just kind of feel the breath going in and out of your body and pay attention to that. Some people, really like to focus on different kinds of breathing patterns. So if you go into an app like Insight Timer, you'll find some nice breath work exercises that you can work on to really try and help you feel a lot more relaxed or kind of get a lot more regulated. So, Insight Timer is a great app because it's free, and it's amazing just how much breath work can help us to feel a whole lot better. Drinking lots of water. So again, it comes back to basics, right? Sometimes when we're really struggling, we got to get back to just basics. Are we eating well? Are we drinking lots of water? Are we sleeping well? So really kind of focus on those basic needs. And water is just something, again, it makes us feel better and refreshed. It's healthy. It energizes us. And again, when our bodies feel good, our emotions tend to feel good as well. So, really focus on good nutrition and drinking lots and lots of water. Finally, I'm going to focus on one that I think is extremely important and is probably the hardest to do when you're really struggling with a terrible day, but that would be gratitude. And again, that's the part where we have to get our brain engaged in that. Sometimes when we're really struggling with those rough days, it feels like there aren't any good things happening, and that simply isn't true. Having a bad day doesn't mean the absence of good things. It just means we tend to be focusing a lot more on the negative ones. So I always kind of imagine it this way, right? If I'm looking over here at some of the negativity, I kind of have to force myself to kind of look at, okay, where are the sparks of joy here? Where's the gratitude? What can I really be thankful for? And I want you to write them down or speak of them or put them in a text message, in some way to document them and really focus on the gratitude. Again, gratitude is not meant to be something difficult. Focus on simplicity. There's often the most joy in the simple moments. So that can be putting, on a day like this, maybe it's warm water on my cold hands, or maybe it is crawling into a bed with clean sheets, or feeling the smell of, fresh, clean clothes, for example, or enjoying kind of some nice comfort food for supper, something to that regard. Maybe it's a kind word that someone shared with you, or a special quote that you saw that just kind of felt good when you read it. But identifying and writing all of those things down, um, just helps you keep focused on what is going well, and research is really high on that one of the best ways for us to feel better is just to have a daily gratitude practice. So something I like to always think about is, how can I wake up with a grateful heart and go to bed with a grateful heart, and trying to focus on that each and every day and develop that practice can do so much to help us feel better. So on this cold February day, I hope there's a few strategies in there that you can take with you and get you feeling better. And if, not today, maybe on another day when things aren't quite going so well, you've got a few things in your back pocket that you can kind of grab onto. Sometimes when we're struggling, it can be really hard to kind of think of them off the top of our head. So I always encourage people to kind of make a list, have it beside your bed, right? Have a list of these things so that you don't have to think of it when you're really, really struggling, or right? You can just kind of look at your list and go, oh, yeah, okay, I need to try this, this, and this is what I'm going to implement right away. So create a plan for yourself ahead of time for when those tough days hit. And if you feel like you need more support, we have a team here at Joshua Tree Learning Center who is happy to help you. You just give us a call. Our intake coordinator will get you all set up, and we're more than happy to assist you. So counseling support, just let us know, and we're always here to support you as well. So take care, everyone. Spring is on the way. Hang in there, and wishing all of you the best day today. Hang in there, and we'll see you next week on Tuesdays at 12.